I'm Sherry Prindle, and I had the privilege of being a keynote speaker at an event called Engaging Virtual Meetings. And the premise of what I shared was that if we're going to need to adapt to the new virtual way of doing things, we might as well fix the things that weren't working about the things we're adapting. I mean, we're making a change anyway. Why not go back and make all the changes at once to actually look at the gap between where we are and where we need to be for virtual as an opportunity to widen and actually go all the way back to the gap between the way we needed to have been and the way we actually were. And I was speaking with someone from your group, and we were talking about Toastmasters. And I've been a professional speaker for 21 years and have never been to a single Toastmasters because I have a perception that Toastmasters is more about the formal aspect, kind of one of those groups that get together and, like Rotary or Optimist, it's a nice thing to do, but what does it have to do with success and business? And I know in my heart that you in Toastmasters are about being successful in communication and in leadership. But today in 2020, what skills does it take to be good at leadership and communication? Doesn't that involve some technical skill? The ability to speak on the fly is good, but isn't there so much more to being a great speaker and a great leader than to be able to speak on the fly? So even if you have to do more than one take, isn't the ability to pull out your phone and make a quick point via a video a super valuable thing to be able to do? Isn't being able to check in with peers on a virtual platform a really valuable thing to do? Isn't the ability to critique one another, not necessarily just in person, but via social media or via email? Aren't those valuable skills as well? So, as you look at taking the things that you currently do at Toastmasters and turning them virtual, rather than looking at it like, I'm going to have to make it virtual and it's going to not be as good, what if you actually look at what a meeting was like and what worked and what didn't work at the meeting? When you take a look at all the various things you can be doing and the things that you end up doing at Toastmasters, and think about the fact that just because it was a meeting doesn't mean it needs to be a meeting. What I mean is the idea of we're all there at the same time. What are some things you could do asynchronously? What are some things you could do via email or via your Facebook group? You've got a question to think about. You pose the question to think about, and each person takes their phone and does their little 1-minute response and posts the video. Then people can make commentary on the video. You've also got that ability to catch one another in various things. Those responses to the videos can be, caught, right? You used this word, or hey, what about being more positive and using that constructive feedback? So I want to invite that you could actually start from scratch and say, if I were the founder of Toastmasters, and if I were going to build Toastmasters from the ground up, starting in 2020, understanding that virtual is here to stay, understanding that people's lives are fundamentally different than they were when Toastmasters first began, and that the definition of great speakers and great leaders has changed. How would you craft your Toastmasters?